soon be a Viper 6 alert day, and that continues all the way through Friday morning. We do have the threat of flooding and strong winds even overnight tonight, and all day long Thursday will be a washout. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, checking in with local counties to see how they're getting set for the possibility of this bad weather. Your News at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. As coverage you can count on begins with a look at Helene and what that storm is going to mean for the rest of our work week. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci.
Well, we're already starting to see some impacts from Helene. Notice the rainfall totals already showing up to around 2 inches of rain in Hancock County and in the far southern tip of Emmanuel County near Oak Park, and then up in places like Wilkes, Taliaferro County, an inch of rain. Notice those higher amounts around Atlanta, 2 to 3 inches widespread, and we do have a flash flood warning now just to our southwest around Macon. Notice these heavy rain bands here from Wilkes County down to the Macon area, and then widespread rain from Richmond County down to Emmanuel. So this is the area that we're watching. There could be some very gusty winds in here. There's also a very low isolated tornado threat overnight tonight through tomorrow morning for our western counties. Notice this is a pretty strong storm here in Wilkes around Washington with all of that lightning, but all of this activity from, say, around Sandersville down to Emmanuel, and some of that rain in Richmond and Burke, that is all just light rain, no thunderstorm activity. So there's that flash flood warning that goes until 2:30 in the morning for the Macon area. Flash flood warnings down into southern Georgia as well near Albany and Valdosta. Nonetheless, it is a very rainy day today for Georgia, and it will continue to be overnight. We do have that marginal risk of severe weather from Saluda County down to Johnson tonight through tomorrow morning, and then of course the risk of severe weather extends into the entire area by tomorrow afternoon. It is nice and dry here though on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam in Waynesboro. There's the center of the storm right now. As of the 11 o'clock update, winds are still at 85 miles per hour. Outer rain bands are impacting Florida and all the way up here into the CSRA. Mid to upper 70s this evening, mostly dry, just a few showers and storms for now. The rain will become more widespread, say around 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, and the winds will continue to pick up the pace. Right now we're under 10 miles per hour. The winds gusting though up to around 21 miles per hour now in Evans. So a rainy and stormy Thursday morning for us with temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Coming up, I'll have a look at your full forecast, but for now, back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Local power companies getting set for whatever may come our way. Isabella Moody, live in Blythe tonight with a look at how Jefferson Energy Co-op and Georgia Power are getting set. Izzy?
The brunt of this storm will be felt overnight Thursday to Friday, and Georgia Power and Jefferson Energy want to help you for when the storm hits. The storm could bring up to 5 to 6 inches of rain in our western counties, with isolated flooding with 2 to 4 inches in other parts of the CSRA.
It just really depends on the track. If we're on the dirty side, which is it goes the east of us, that's the dirty side, we're going to expect a good bit of flooding. If it slows down and stays over for a while, that can be problematic too, because it means more rain.
With high winds, this can cause trees and power lines to fall, which could lead to power outages. Jefferson Energy Cooperative crews are preparing for those possible outages.
You can text us at 877 Jefferson, and what they can do is just put in JEC outage. It's all one word, JEC outage, and that way they can get update information for their home or their business for the outages.
Georgia Power also has been tracking the storm and want residents to continue to stay updated and check in with what is going on in your area if your power goes out.
Stay off the roads and stay informed. So make sure you're following us on social media and make sure you are up to date on your updated restoration times, which are updated every 10 minutes on the Georgia Power website.
While Georgia Power and Jefferson Energy are preparing for possible outages in the area as they work to restore any lost power, Representatives want you to know that they are working on getting your power fixed as soon as it's safe.
Stay away from any trees that are down, flooding, and just assume that every down power line is energized and make sure you stay away from them.
You see that the rain has stopped, you may think, okay, automatically my lights are going to turn back on. But our crews, that's when it's safe for them to go out there and safely and quickly repair the lines and do what they need to do for you. So just have grace.
The main advice is to make sure you have things like a safety kit, water, batteries, phone fully charged, and to encourage all those to stay inside and off the roads if possible.
Just be prepared is the best way to go about it. Don't drive over water that is standing because you don't know how deep it is. Turn around and save your life.
Information on how to stay updated with power outages in your area, you can find that on WJBF.com. Live in Isabella Moody, WJBF News Channel 6. Back to you.
Isabella, thanks. And here's what we know about the schools so far. Take a look. In Richmond County, school's going to be normal tomorrow. Aiken County students will have e-learning on Friday. Washington County schools, you get out early tomorrow, then closed Friday. Sale Charter School closed Thursday and Friday. Emmanuel Johnson and Hancock counties, early dismissal tomorrow, no school on Friday. McCormick and Edgefield counties, you're going to e-learn on Friday. The University of Georgia is going to close its campus Thursday and Friday. With all in-person classes being canceled, people can get a jump start on their Tuscaloosa trips there if they go to school in Athens. For a full list of closures, check our website, won't you? WJBF.com. Scriven County now, one of many areas getting set for whatever happens. Local leaders meeting with the National Weather Service today for an update on the path of the storm. And it really is bad timing for our friends in Sylvania. Look at this video, the heavy flooding from Tropical Storm Debbie just a few weeks ago. They got about 15 inches of rain then. The Bamberg County Sheriff's Office launching a brand new program that'll check on vulnerable members of the community. It's called the Are You OK program, and it provides weekly check-ins for seniors, those with medical conditions, and people who live alone. If somebody can't be reached after 3 calls, then their emergency contact is notified. If that doesn't work, deputies are sent if needed. If you'd like to take part, contact the Sheriff's Office. An important community center in South Augusta is back open. The Henry Brigham Center now offers several programs for all ages, including mentoring programs, senior citizen activities, fitness classes, and community events. The center has a gym with a second-level indoor walking track, a fitness and dance room, a computer lab, space for esports and gaming, meeting rooms, a steam room, a sauna, a kitchen. Just a wonderful facility there, and it comes thanks to a lot of hard work. Augusta Commissioner Bobby Williams helped lead the way on this.
I walked into the front office one day, and it looked like a cave, and I'm like, this is not something that is conducive to what is good for the neighborhood. So we started with showing pictures at the commission meeting and talking with the other commissioners. I have to take my hat off to them. Eventually, some people saw that it was something that was really needed. This is a shot in the arm for our community here, and we're hoping that it's something that brings a smile to the community.
People will be able to enjoy the activities and resources at the center Monday through Saturday. Be sure to check the hours before you go. We have information at WJBF.com. Still ahead, raising awareness about gynecological cancers, what the Georgia Cancer Center is doing to try to give patients just a bit of a break.
Are you ready to run?
Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Welcome back. Here's the latest on radar. Notice widespread rain just to our west and south. This is just touching some of our western viewing area from Wilkes County down to Emmanuel. Even some spotty showers here and there in Richmond, Aiken, Burke County. But the bulk of the rain is definitely from around Wilkes down to Macon. That is where we have a flash flood warning now. There's already up to around 2 inches of rain in this far far northern and western portion of Hancock County, and that extends into Tolliver and Wilkes County. These are some of the counties I'm concerned about flooding for tomorrow. Could see up to 8 inches of rain by the time this is all said and done. And then as we look down towards the south here, you can see that widespread rain from places like Emmanuel County down into Johnson. And there's a closer look there at some of that widespread rainfall. Here in town, though, it is dry. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Wellstar MCG Health. 75 degrees in Augusta. You can see temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, really not changing too much tonight. The clouds and the rain definitely really keeping those temperatures around the same. Stalled frontal boundary to our west, and then the outer rain bands of Helene just to our south. So that front and the storm are merging together. It'll essentially all combine into one big low pressure area by the weekend, and that front is helping to drive Helene up towards the west. Right now it's moving towards the north though at 9 miles per hour, winds at 85 miles per hour, and it will become a Category 2 hurricane tomorrow, and it's likely going to make landfall south of Tallahassee as a Category 4, winds up to 130 miles per hour. It'll go essentially from a major hurricane all the way down to a tropical storm as it crosses western Georgia, the center of it likely anywhere from Albany up towards Atlanta. It is going to be staying to the west of us, but that doesn't mean we won't be seeing any impacts. In fact, all of Georgia is under a tropical storm warning at least. There is even southern Georgia all the way as far north as Macon under a hurricane warning. For our area, wind gusts between 40 to 60 miles per hour are likely. Tonight at midnight, you can see that heavy rain still just outside of our area, but by around 2 a.m. into around 7 a.m., that's when we'll see a decent amount of heavy rain coming down, especially in those western counties. And then by the evening, that's when we'll really start to see the winds increasing on top of that heavy rainfall. Friday morning at 7 a.m., we are already done with it, so luckily this is going to be a fast-moving storm, but is still going to be a dangerous one for sure. Here's a closer look at home now tonight at midnight. As I mentioned, most of that heavy rain staying to our west for now, but by around 4 a.m., places like McCormick County down to Burke will get some heavier downpours. We'll have to watch here for damaging wind gust potential as well, and we will have that risk of flooding overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So it is a washout of a day tomorrow. Rain throughout the entire day. This continues into the afternoon, mostly light at that point. But then as we see around 10, 11 o'clock here, this is when the center of the storm is just to the west of us, and those are the outer rain bands coming in that will bring the threat of some isolated spin-up tornadoes. The worst period for this will be around 10 o'clock Thursday night into around 4 o'clock Friday morning. Notice how fast it's out of here. By around 5 a.m. when you're waking up, getting ready to head out the door, we'll actually be done with the rain. So that's the good news. Winds will already be gusting up to around 25 miles per hour tomorrow morning, and then up to around 60 miles per hour in some of those western and southern counties by tomorrow night. Higher wind gusts even possible as we go into the overnight hours. So once again, the most active period will be late Thursday night into early Friday morning, but we're already starting to see those impacts now. And remember that even though the worst of it isn't here yet, we could still have the threat of some flooding and strong winds tonight. Slight risk of tornadoes for some of our southern and eastern counties tomorrow as well. The 10-day forecast showing us back to sunshine though on Saturday, a really nice weekend in store, and then next week we'll see little to no rain and some cooler temperatures.
All right, Jenna, thanks. And what a special day it was for patients at the Georgia Cancer Center. They got treated to a spa day, got to choose between getting their nails done or a massage. They also ate lunch at Cork and Flame in Evans, all covered by the CSRA GYN Cancer Support Group Foundation, a wonderful agency. We'll have more information about the support group and how you can donate for you at WJBF.com. Commissioners at odds over a series of staff changes. We'll hear from both sides in Augusta after the break. But first, the winning numbers for tonight's South Carolina Lottery: pick 3, 639, pick 4 tonight, 3010, and the fireball was 3.
B&K Grading.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
While some Augusta commissioners blasting their colleagues over actions taken at Tuesday's meeting, where 3 longtime city leaders were forced out after the naming of a new permanent city administrator. George Escala reports.
For some Augusta commissioners, the changes in leadership and city government was anything but the proper decision.
It was vindictive, it was payback, and it was political. The good old boy system wants what the good old boy system wants, and they got it yesterday.
On close votes, commissioners approving the forced resignations of Interim Administrator Takia Dowse, Procurement Director Jerry Sams, and Finance Director Donna Williams. Dowse spending 2.5 years as Interim Administrator.
To walk me out? Are you serious?
Was surprised there was a deputy marshal on hand to escort her out.
An administrator, a young lady that's given this city 2 years and 7 months of exemplary service, and have did 2 budgets over $1 billion. How can you justify having her to give her resignation?
City leaders who supported the resignation saying it is about needed change for Augusta.
Drive around Augusta, you see the work that needs to be done. You see the condition of our city. Change needs to occur. And I think leadership changes need to occur.
But at a news conference, opponents say the move was orchestrated by the mayor because the three stood up to him for not following the city credit card policy.
Tell me one thing that either one of those individuals have done to warrant them to have to resign from their position other than tell power no.
So they can call it politics, they can call it whatever they want. Change will continue. We're going to make a better community.
City leaders left bitterly divided, and for now, that's not going to change. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Straight ahead, Hurricane Helene moving several local high school football games up to tonight. Yes, a special Wednesday version of Football Friday Night. Next.
Hey, Augusta and
The weather, you need to see the whole picture. That's why Live Fiber 6 gives you the Skyview network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Fiber 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Fiber 6 Skyview network, powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. The Scholar Athlete Awards are brought to you by Jefferson Energy Cooperative, Rebath of Augusta, McDonald's, and WJBF News Channel 6. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
And welcome inside the Football Friday Night studio for a special Wednesday edition of FFN. Or Football Wednesday Night, if you will. The threat of Hurricane Helene caused a handful of schools to move their games up to Wednesday night, so let's get right to the highlights. Starting in Petticoat Junction, a huge rivalry game as Silver Bluff hosts 6th-ranked Barnwell for the 53rd time. The Warhorses got off to a quick start and leading 17-0. First and 10 for Silver Bluff. Trellis Riley airs it out. He's picked off by William Robinson, who returns it for a touchdown. PAT is good. Barnwell leads 24-0. Then with 33 seconds to go in the half, Cam Austin finds Kazir Wesley for a touchdown. Barnwell leads 30-0 at the break. Now this whole game was coming up Barnwell. Third quarter, 1st and 10. Cam Austin on the run. He makes it about 20 yards before he's pushed out. Then on the next play, Austin pitches it to William Robinson, who finds his way into the end zone, giving him touchdowns on both sides of the ball.
Wow,
Gianna,
that's
Barnwell
incredible.
wins it 47-0, leaving Silver Bluff still looking for their first win of the season. Both teams open region play next week. And staying in Class 2A, second-ranked Batesburg-Leesville trying to stay undefeated against Mid-Carolina. Batesburg's Tanner Watkins finds Katie Witt for a 55-yard touchdown. Look at him go. And the 2-point conversion is good. And Batesburg's first possession in the third quarter, Watkins passes to Amadre Wooden for a 14-yard pickup. That'll do it for a first down. And then the same pair, Watkins gives it to Amadre Wooden. There he goes for the touchdown. The PAT is good. 35-0. Batesburg leads. The final score, Batesburg-Leesville 48, Mid-Carolina 0. The Panthers open their region schedule at Strom-Thurmond next Friday. And in Class 3A, red-hot Fox Creek looking for its 4th straight win, taking on Wilson Elko in a second, in its third straight victory now, second quarter. Tony Dunbar throws, and it is picked off by Fox Creek's Jackson Wright. He runs it out of bounds, which will set up this next play right here. Nate Owens hands it off to Devontae Holmes. He makes a man miss, and he's gone. Nobody touching him. Touchdown, Fox Creek.
He's in.
To make it 7-0. Owens again to Mike Grigg, who barrels his way into the end zone. Final score, Fox Creek 42, Williston Elko 14. Moving to Class 4A, Midland Valley with a region game against Brooklyn Casey. After a defensive stand by the Mustangs, BC punting it away, fumble on the snap. That led to Preston McNair punching it in to put the Stangs up 14-7. There he goes. Later in the second quarter, Xavier Geeter finds Charles Richardson on the screen pass. He flips it into the end zone to stretch that Mustang lead. Midland Valley would pick up their first win of the season, going to win it 42-21. To the Peach Fields, Ridge Spring Minetta looking for its third straight win, taking on Whitmire. Second quarter, Ridge Spring Minetta's Jaden Holloway gives the ball to the man they call Red for a hard run to Red Hot to the 20-yard line. There he goes. A few plays later, Holloway passes to Kai Denny, which brings up first and goal on the 4-yard line. Just 2 plays later, it's going to be Jaden Holloway. Man, he is still going. Look at him. They couldn't get him down. It's going to be Jaden Holloway. Ridge Spring leads 6-0 at the half. Final score, Ridge Spring Minetta gets the 12-2 win versus Whitmire. Trojans open region play next week against Blackville Hilda. And just one of our Georgia teams had its game moved to tonight. Washington County goes to make it and improves its region record to 3-2. Big test for the Golden Hawks next Friday when they host 6th-ranked Dodge County. And don't forget to vote for our Football Friday Night Player of the Week at WJBF.com. This week's nominees come from Harlem, Lakeside, Saluda, McCormick, North Augusta, and Westminster. You can vote once per day, and the winner will be announced during Football Friday night. Lots of options. Make sure to get your vote in. And in case you didn't hear, the Braves' big series against the Mets was postponed, of course, due to Hurricane Helene. They'll play a doubleheader on Monday if necessary. And at the moment, the Braves trail Arizona by a game and a half. Wow, it's going to be a close one. We're less than 48 hours away until game night live, Lincoln County and Strom Thurmond, 7:35 p.m. on Friday night. Then the full version, of course, of FFN right back here Friday at 11:35. More news after this.
Are you suffering from sinus?
Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6.
8 new emojis are going to be introduced next year. One of them already voted the most anticipated emoji. It's the exhausted one, upper left corner there. Got 60% of the vote at the World Emoji Awards, which apparently are a thing. The splatter and the shovel emojis came in 2nd and 3rd place. The splatter, okay, and the shovel. And then you have a harp, a fingerprint, a leafless tree, and a root vegetable. Looks like a radish, should you ever need that to express what you're feeling.
Potentially the most random selection of items ever.
Totally. Leafless tree? Why?
Fingerprint? But the face, the exhausted face, yeah, that's going to be a lot of us after this storm is done with. It is going to be an active, rainy period tonight and again Friday morning.
All right, Jenna, we appreciate you and the team staying on, and thank you for staying up with us. Have a great night.